but still they are valuated at $4 billion. What is the reason for that? The business model is based on data. They are collecting your data, they are harvesting your data, and that is the power that they are trying to grow with. So anybody who has access to data is going to be the winner of the next phase of the traditional the revolution that we are talking about. It is going to be data driven. And what is the purpose of this data that they are collecting? What they'll be doing with this data? They are going to evaluate and analyze it to identify and predict the personal behavior of each individual. And that is what is the key. And when we talk about data analytics from a business and management point of view, digital literacy is non-negotiable. Like sir said, yes, most of you come from commerce background, and there will be perception why do I learn Python? Why do I learn statistics? I did not like math, that's the reason I moved to a commerce stream, so why do I have to learn it now? Okay, but these skills, these knowledge bases are non-negotiable now. If you want to sustain in this economy, if you want to sustain in this corporate world, you must learn mathematics, statistics, and programming skills. Those are non-negotiable skills which are mandate for all of us. Okay, and part of the curriculum that's been designed for the business analytics student is covering almost all the aspects of data and analytics, starting from mathematics, statistics to the foundations of Excel. Excel is again something which is non-negotiable, irrespective of the role that you are into. Either you are into operations, you are into analytics, you are into management. Microsoft Excel is non-negotiable. You must be proficient in MS Excel. And to the benefit of us, the platform is evolving every day. If you are onto Microsoft 365, Office 365, they are onto a cloud model where they push out updates every fortnight. So next 15 days you might see a new feature in the application there too. So we have to learn constantly. So management I see as a very similar profession to a doctor, okay, and a lawyer. The laws change every day, and they have to keep learning new laws, new articles every day, and that's what the subject of management is also all about. You must upgrade every day, not limited to this curriculum. Even if you are on job, even if you have started to work, so please keep upgrading yourself, and that is going to be the key. Because what they say, knowledge is endless, so we have to keep learning new things always. I had this PPT, but I don't think we'll be going through it now. It's already a little late, so I just try to touch upon few important concepts. Yes, if you are into this subject, if you are into business analytics, few points, few things that you'll have to keep in mind. Programming skills, non-negotiable. Math, statistics, non-negotiable. Communications and storytelling. Even if I have analyzed the information, I must be in a position to communicate my findings in an effective way that makes sense to other people. So data visualization and storytelling, that is also non-negotiable. Spend some time in developing your critical thinking. Understanding the process is also very, very important. As I said, operations and analytics. Yes, operations and divisions, departments, they are like our brain, our heart, our liver, kidney. We all have different organs in our body responsible for different activities. But data analytics is like the blood that's flowing through all these organs. It's inseparable. Alright, so again, we cannot just have blood and focus on all the other organs to work effectively. For oxygen and blood to be successful, to be helpful for us, all the different organs we must have understanding of. So irrespective of the stream you are into, either marketing or into finance or into HR, data analytics is going to be the key. So I think we will have to build this mindset of data driven decision making. So, and we'll be focusing on that through the curriculum of this subject. With that, I'll mark it mark it as a close. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dhananjay sir. Now we have our principal who is coming to you to wish you all. I invite the principal, Father Dr. Isubha Reddy, to wish our students.
A very good morning to the respected dignitaries on the dais, Sridhar sir, Karnakar sir, Jai sir, Dhananjay sir and others, and dear students, parents, few faculty members. It's my privilege as a principal of the college to welcome you to St. Joseph's, and my responsibility begins. The moment you enter, my responsibility begins to take care of you, to give you what you require, even if sometimes you don't like what we give, but we know at the end of the day that will be useful to you. How many of you visited a restaurant, 3-star hotel or 5-star hotel? You know what is the process that begins there? You go, they'll ask you how many number of guests or number of candidates are there. They'll show you the seat, and then what next happens? One person comes to you with a menu card and they'll place it before you. Then you have to choose. You have to order, and then you'll get it. Right? Imagine same situation, you are here in St. Joseph's. Plethora of opportunities are available. Faculty at one side, guests coming in and going the other side, eminent speakers, all are available. So summarizing what Sridhar sir and Professor Karnakar sir and Jay sir and Dhananjay sir has said, you have an idea of things that are going to be here, and now you have to choose now. What do you want? Unless you begin to act, see, no amount of external motivation or pressure will take you forward. You have to feel for it now. If you are thirsty, nobody needs to tell you to drink water. Is it? If you are hungry, you don't have to be reminded by others that you are hungry, go and eat. We don't need to tell you. The moment you feel hungry, you ask your mom or dad, or you go out, or you go to canteen, or you visit nearest hotel, or whatever it is. You take steps for that to satiate your hunger. If your hunger is not felt by you, what happens? You don't eat. If you feel your stomach is full, you don't eat. Now, never feel that you are full of knowledge. Try to learn. I am not going to talk to you much now, except wishing you all the best, because you see, I think I am the only person who will be talking to you more and more in the coming days. So whether it is boring or not boring, you have to bear with me for another 2 years. Okay? So trust me, I will not make you too boring. Okay? I'll also take a few classes for you. Because Sir was talking about goal setting, and then learn, relearn, unlearn, Sridhar sir, and then about data. I am not the tech savvy to speak about data, but other JP sir said a lot of things to take care, okay, to become entrepreneur or whatever it is. You see, these are all the things that are emerging now. I'll tell you one simple, two simple stories and then wind up. Once there was a guru, okay, very good at predicting things, and there were naughty students like you, okay. They came to Guru. Guru said, see, I have a bird in my hand. The students were told Guru, we have a bird in our hand. And they kept the bird behind them, and then they asked Guru, is the bird alive or dead? The Guru thought for some time, if I say it is alive, the naughty guy who came to him may squeeze it and then kill it and show that it is dead. If the Guru says it is dead, the guy who has come to Guru may show it and say it is alive. You are wrong, it is alive. He thought for some time and said, the life of the bird is in your hands. The life of the bird is in your hands. If you want to kill it, you can kill it. If you want to leave it alive, you can leave it alive. So PGDM, just because you choose it, or just because you join St. Joseph's, or just because you're associated with Miles or Eddystone, miracles don't happen. Trust me, nobody will enter into your brain and teach you. We are all external. Unless you have that internal desire for yourself, we are not going to make much difference, neither you are going to make much difference. So life is yours. Your parents may sit there for some time. Once the classes begin, they are not there. Once you get married, you have your life partner. Okay? The other day I was talking, there was another program here, I said, with your marriage, your half of your freedom is gone, I said. Then the next speaker said, Father, I would like to differ with you. I said, what do you, I was thinking what he was going to say. He said, with marriage, full freedom is gone. What I'm trying to tell you is, this is the time for you to make a difference to your lives. Don't think after 40s you are going to make a difference. No, if you don't have now, you are not going to make it there. If you don't decide now, you are not going to decide later. Tomorrow never comes. Write it and keep it. Tomorrow never comes. So, this Guru's advice is going to help us. Life is yours. Don't leave it for others. Don't even leave it for your parents 100%. It's true, we have to respect our parents. Live for them, not 100%. See, sometimes you are interested in one thing or they are interested in another thing. Don't compromise. Where you want to excel, excel. Choose your life. Okay. Yesterday, you know, how many of you watched 2020 Cricket World Cup? All I believe. It's okay. I watched for 10 minutes. I stopped watching not because India was not doing well. I had other program. I know what you guessed. So your guessing is not right. I left and then in between I was seeing Crickbuzz updates. So the moment I saw India was at around 100 for 3 or 100 for 4, I said, it's over. My guessing could have been wrong or right. You know, this is how we function in our lives. We guess about so many things, other things, but what about our lives? Another simple story I'll give you. There was one old monk at the age of 70 decided to climb the Himalayas. Possible or impossible? Generally speaking? So, you know, you have all these media people coming and asking, what is the secret that you have decided to climb Everest? Then he said, see, long back I have kept my mind there. My mind and heart is already there. I am only trying to carry my body there. Beautiful answer. If your mind is somewhere and your body is in PGDM, no use. First, place your interest in your PGDM course. You have to make best use out of it. Not simple coming and going. It will not change you. You will become another student or another unemployed candidate or another unsatisfied student. At the end of 2 years, you will go out and say, what has the institution given me? I don't promise that I will give you everything. I am not promising you utopian world. I am not promising you Eden garden. What I am telling you is, whatever you need, order it. You have the menu card with you. During the course of 2 years, you come and tell me, Father, we need a session in this topic, we need some guidance in this, we are there. You don't want something that is not going to be useful at this point of time, don't worry, it will be useful in your future life. Because you see, the child, 1 year, 1.5 years, does the child know that eating food is going to help him to build his life in future? But still the parents force. Why? Because they know that this food that they are giving to the baby is going to be useful to sustain the baby physically, mentally, spiritually. This is what will happen. So most of the times when we organize, you know, what is your mind? This is not going to be useful, waste of time. How wonderful it is to go to IMAX and then sit there for 2.5 hours. Okay? I know with masks on, nobody will identify you also. You have a good chance of escaping. Right? So please, decide for yourself. Let not others decide. Motivate yourself. Inner motivation. That's what Sir was also telling. Unless you motivate yourself, nothing is going to happen. Last anecdote. You know who are the first people who climbed Everest? Tenzing Norgay and Edmund Hillary. They tried, and then they came down to the basement camp. They were resting for some time, and one night, one of them comes out and then looks at the sky, beautiful sky with all stars, moon, very clear sky. Then he looks at the other side, Mount Everest is there. Then he shouts at Mount Everest, "Oh Everest, today I am not able to climb with you, but tomorrow I will come back and climb. Because as a mountain, you are not going to grow. As a human person, I am going to grow with my willpower." And then he did it. These 2 years, don't look at the problem. Look at your capacity, and you are going to do it. No matter what it is. No matter what it is. Suppose I promise you 1 crore rupees tomorrow, and I ask you to read a passage. There is no power in your house. What do? You'll find out ways and means, immediately switch on your mobile torch and then do your work. But you know, in education what happens? We search for excuses. Instead of searching for solutions, we search for excuses. Sir, I had a fever, headache, all these things come in. So to close, I'll give you the knowledge of, there was one simple message circulating in WhatsApp. So I said WhatsApp University. There were 4 students supposed to attend an examination next day. Okay, they were not prepared. They enjoyed, and then next day they come to the concerned lecturer. They come and say, "Sir, we were coming for examination." After the exam, they came. They said, we were coming for examination. We were coming in the car, and then car broke down. We had an accident. They give number of reasons, and they asked for the postponement of examination. The professor was kind enough, like Father Sundar, and said, "Okay, we will conduct a re-examination. The date is fixed." All 4 of them came, and they are ready. Okay, they are ready with the complete syllabus, question and answers. Then the principal or professor or director, whatever it is, he made them to sit 4 of them in 4 rooms. Okay. Then the question paper is revealed. First question: which tire of the car was punctured? Second, who was sitting beside you to your right and to your left? Okay, who was driving? Which was the petrol bunk you went for petrol? All 4 questions or 5 questions. And the condition is all of you should write the same answer. So, most of the times, lecturers are clever then. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you, Father, for making the students realize their own potential and also the assurance that you have given them, Father. Thank you so much. May I please invite Mr. R.V. Chakravarti, AVP, Corporate Relations of Sunstone University, to give a welcome note to the students and declare the batch open.
Hello all. Am I audible to you? Of course, yes. Obviously, the product is here, and people are here to make the product, and we are here to sell, and they are the buyers. So everyone is here. So it is your choice how to take it forward. And myself, R.V. Chakravarti, I am Assistant Vice President Corporate Relations from Sunstone University. The last 16-17 years, I am into placements work with organizations like IMT Gazeba, the Oak School of Business, SSIM Group. So, the last 15 years, I've been placing the students. So, here I don't want to, take you to learning and all. I want to tell you. So, you will have like around 500-600 companies visiting every year, and I am working more than 6,000 companies pan-India. So, first thing you have to understand that there is no placement agency around you. And if a company is coming, the company will come with an expectation. They will not come and take you to the job directly. You have to prove, you have to feel that you are employable. And no company will have an expectation for the fresher. You should be, dexterously smart, or you should be perfect in everything. They think that whether you are employable or not, whether you are trainable or not. So get prepared yourself that you are up to their expectations, that the company should understand that. Oh, if I take this candidate, within 6 months of time, I can train him to put to the client side, or I can train him to put to the business side. So that the expectation basically should have. For that, you work on, see, as Sridhar said, right, learn, unlearn, and relearn. So it's always there, and all gyan you got from all the dignitaries in DS here. So from any side, from the placement side, we are working enormously, contacting the companies and bringing the companies and one thing. So before applying any company, don't rely on the other student, because I had an experience earlier in the institution, like 50 or 70 people used to work, apply for a job for a company, and if one student drops saying that it's not a good company, remaining 10 to 15 students of his classmates used to drop that without thinking whether it's a good company or bad company. So don't rely on others' judgment, rely on you. And second thing is, you see the companies like IT, consulting, FMCG, pharma, and all kinds of companies comes down, BFSI, FinTech and all. So understand yourself where you fit yourself. And the specializations what you are going to take, understand you have your own assessment first of all. So understand what I am, whether I am a guy to sit in a desk and work for hours together. Or where I am a guy, I can go into the street and the street smarter, where I can go and sell the things. And like this, you fix yourself that what kind of a job will be suitable to me. And whenever we release a job description, have a proper homework about that company. So, see, don't decide a company whether it's company I started 3 years ago. Don't decide the company it is 10 years ago. Okay, so see that the company has, first of all I would like to tell you, you must have to find the difference between career and a growth. Okay, and job. So you must have to see whether you are going to get into the job or whether you are going to get into a career. A job is a job where you join the company and you work for years together, you look back, accept the salary what you have and you will not have it. But a career is the proportionate work what you have done will be adding in your career mileage. But I say that, I don't want to take a comment here, but I want to generalize the statement that, see, I see many students, engineering students, stating about that I got job in Accenture, I got job in Tech Mahindra, I got job in Infosys and all. So I look at them, what profile they are being offered to you. So what? So the salary is 3.2 lakhs and I get a cab and we'll have ESI, so medical facility, that and this, very happy and parents are happy. So fine, after 3 years what? So they are very happy having a very big company, MNC company, and they are very happy the package is good. They are very happy they are going to get the cab pickup drop, and they are very happy they have a canteen facility, they have everything, they have weekend parties and everything is nice. But are you realizing that the work what you are doing currently will be adding in your upcoming career or not? That's very important. So you have to choose a career in that way. Got it? And now what's happening? Earlier, some 10 years and 50 years or 20 years ago, there were not huge opportunities, there were not exclusive opportunities. Now you will have a lot of confusion. You have analytics, you have IT, you have consulting, you have many things in front of you. Now it's a tough time to choose many things. For example, when I started my career 20 years ago, there were not big jobs. Whatever we get, we used to go. But now we have many things in the plateau. So you must have to, you are confused that, so whether to take this job or that job and that. So don't get confused and have an informed decision and work with it. Okay. So, however, we'll have a special time with you, like 40 minutes or 50 minutes later time. It depends upon the schedule. I'll come down and we'll have a presentation. And sooner, in 6 to 8 months, you are going to have your internship, real-time internship, and try to do as many as internships possible. Because when industry comes, look at that. What kind of industry exposure you have? Okay, try to take the internship. And moreover, the very important thing is, see, so for example, you are going to take marketing second year. Okay, and first year, probably many people will choose marketing as an internship. Okay, so for example, you are going to take finance as a specialization second year, and many students want to take finance specialization only because industry looks forward that a finance student will. But now what I am trying to tell you, see, for example, if you go to IIMs and all, a finance student who wants to take second year, they will choose a marketing specialization first year. Because see, industry wants to have a guy who is having skills or 360-degree skills. I can only sit on the desk and I can only do the finance job. That doesn't make. Now industry is high for competition, and they are looking to have the candidates with multi-skill. A finance, even if you go to a bank or SBI bank, then they also say that. So when I go open a savings account and do something, and they said that, do you want to housing loan? And they will do the marketing again because the competition is increased. So they have to contribute to the business of every company. Then only company sustains. So technically speaking, every management student, irrespective of his specialization, whether he is marketing or finance or HR or consulting, looks forward to have a sales acumen in them. Then they can sustain and grow, accelerate in their career. So don't limitize yourself with the subject. I am expert in this itself. So the jack of trades, master of none. And see, there is a quotation always says, it's better to have something of nothing and nothing of everything. And when you have everything of everything, you have nothing like to know. So learn everything bit by bit at least. You can talk and engage the people around, and you can grow yours. Okay. So I think, however, we'll have a special separate session on the placements, the kind of companies coming down, the packages being offered, and skill set. They are looking forward, and we'll have a discussion. So those who are still not good at mathematics, try to learn aptitude and the other subjects. So initially, whenever a company comes in, they conduct a test firstly. So you have to clear the test from there. Okay, and thank you very much. Thank you very much, madam.
Now we have presentation of a small token of appreciation to our guests. I request Father to present mementos to our guests. I request Father to present a memento to Mr. Sridhar Mota. Now a memento presentation to Mr. Karunakar. And now it is Mr. Jay Aiken, sir, who is receiving his memento from Father. Now presentation of memento to Mr. Chakravarti. Now Dhananjay sir will receive next. Dhananjay sir. A token of appreciation to all members. Please give a round of applause. Thank you, Father. Now I invite Mr. Vijay Verma to propose vote of thanks.
Good morning all. So finally we are here and our journey started, right? I'm really blessed with being on this stage with such a dignitaries of the dais. And before submitting my formal vote of thanks, I would like to reiterate the one point, the motivational words by Father. Father said about the mind and body coordination. Right? He was quoting an example of a monk who was trying to reach Everest peak. And when he already decided with his mind, then his physical effort was delayed. Yes, this is an absolute golden word to write, we should adapt here. So why you are here? You know, after graduation, you are here for the post-graduation, right, in the management, you have chosen the right field. And I would say this is the right platform and you are in the right place, right, to brush up your skills, to your learned skills, to take it forward into your career and your life. As I am once again reiterating those golden words by Father about the body and mind coordination, I'll just put a small example. In African forest, any given day, for a lion and for a deer, the day starts. And they know they both should win the race. They should run fast. Their basic instinct of a lion is to catch a deer for its food, and the basic instinct of a deer to run faster than a lion to save his or her life. But here, that is the edge which makes the difference in that particular time. So, you be a lion or you be a deer, in today's competitive world, you should have that edge of running fast to make a difference, to shape your careers. And this is the right platform and right place. And also, to get that mind and body coordination, I will again go back to Africa, close to equator, any country, and the hottest season, in the third week of the May, if I given any person there, right, with a magnifier lens and a piece of paper in the other hand, I will ask them to, using sun rays, to burn it. It's a very simple process. And sun is very hot, about 50 to 53 degrees. But if that guy is not able to concentrate with his shaky hand, he will not be able to do that. If a guy with total concentration and with a steady hand can do it under the 26 degree centigrades of Hyderabad winter also, he can burn very easily. So these are the X factors. These are the end skill sets you have to add after your graduation. That's why you are here. So I am blessed, and you are also blessed that we have the legacy of St. Joseph with us, and we have a good bunch of faculties with us. So they will be guiding us with the education, with our career. So let me start with my vote of thanks to the Honorable Father and the Principal, Dr. Surendra Reddy Garu, that he is present here to bless us. Sir, my sincere thanks from Sunstone. And our chief guest, Mr. Sridhar Mota, and Mr. Karunakar B, and Mr. Jay Yepan, and Mr. Daman Dekar. So please, I accept my thanks for accepting our invitation, and you made this inauguration or orientation very successful. And I extend my thanks to Mr. Abhi Chakravarti also from our Sunstone. So I thankful to the HOD Madam, Dhanam Teresa, and Gracie Madam for your support. Without your support, this wouldn't have happened successful. And I thankful to Mr. Srinivas sir also for the support. And I am thankful to all of our Sunstone management and St. Joseph management for the smooth conduct of this function. And I am very thankful to every one of you that you came here and you made this event successful. So my request with Father sir, with your permission, shall we have a group photo after this? Okay, and the lunch will be organized in a little while, 12:30. So please be with us. Post lunch or orientation will continue. Thank you. Thank you.